While some nanny cams record beautiful and heartwarming memories parents will cherish for life, some others catch very disturbing moments. We'll walk you through one. Joe was traumatized when he secretly recorded footage in his house to see what was happening to all the food he gets home. He finally had clarity of what was happening to his missing food, and what he saw made him sick. Joe Cummings spent 2 years in Manhattan as a daytime actor and a waiter by night. Even though his schedule was quite busy and life wasn't as easy, there wasn't any other place he would call home. He knew that New York City was a very expensive city to live in, and he was willing to do everything in his power to afford a decent life there and accommodate the costs. But only a few weeks after he moved in, he started noticing that the food in his fridge and pantry was running out too quickly. Joe had a girlfriend, Lucy, who had recently moved into his apartment. Even though the couple was very much in love and fond of each other, Joe was starting to get really pissed at the food issue. He needed to find answers. He plucked up the courage to ask his girlfriend about this missing food. Joe would hear some strange noises one night while he and his girlfriend were sleeping. His heart was pounding very fast when he heard a strange thump on the floor, a creaking door, and footsteps. After seeing that his food was missing again, he confronted his girlfriend about it. Lucy was awed at the question and firmly denied stealing his food. Since his girlfriend was clearly not the one responsible for his food disappearing, the mystery was still to be solved. At first, he thought that it was some kind of animal, but that didn't seem very probable. Joe decided to act and solve the issue once and for all. Joe decided to get a security camera with night vision. After he set it up in his kitchen, he left for work and let it record for the entire day. When Joe got back home from work, he removed the camera's memory card. He put it in his phone to watch the footage. Only a few minutes in, his face went pale as he saw a stranger in his home crawl out of his storage area into his kitchen. Once he finished watching the footage, Joe rushed to the nearest police station to report the incident. He explained the situation to the cops and showed them the footage. The police got to his apartment and arrested the woman who was living off Joe's supplies. After questioning, they found out that she had been staying in Joe's apartment for over 2 weeks. Joe found the homeless woman's story so shocking that he decided to share it on social media. A few hours after it was posted, his post was swamped with comments and shares as the story went viral. On another note, the issue of hidden camera security has become a serious concern for a lot of travelers around hotel rooms and Airbnbs. Especially now that technology has improved significantly and tiny cameras can be hidden in the most unexpected places in a way that they can't be found. The video security camera expert Randy Andrews explains, the technology has gotten much smaller. We're talking about a micro camera lens the size of a pinhead. To the naked eye, it just blends in and is not visible at all. Andrews further explains, back in the old days, even 4 years ago, if you had a security camera and wanted to view the video online, you had to do complex firewall administration. They're not only recording on board the device, where you have to go and retrieve an SD card to get the video. They're also connected to wireless, and they all have simple, do-it-yourself setups. Anyone can do it. Andrews says that hotels never installed any hidden cameras in rooms. He says, hotels do not put any sort of surveillance in guest rooms. If there's a hidden camera in your hotel room, the hotel didn't put it there. If you were ever to find a hidden camera or bug in your hotel room, someone else put it there, and it wasn't the hotel staff. Speaking of hidden cameras, Andrews shared a horrifying story about the tiny gadgets. We recently had someone reach out to us after our app detected a hidden camera in the living room of their Airbnb. The host claimed that it wasn't a camera, but just a motion sensor. The renter was still suspicious and sent us a photo of the device. We were able to show him how to log into the camera and prove that it was streaming video. While this is a good reason for concern, it's not one to panic about. Andrews' company offers help in such situations with a specially designed app for detecting hidden cameras called the Hidden Camera Detector app. He says, we make it really simple. There's a red box, a yellow box, and a green box. Red means that there's a high probability that this is a spy camera. Yellow identifies non-covert devices that can be accessed from the internet. That might include a Nest camera or a similar standard security camera. And green just tells you what else is connected to your Wi-Fi network. The security expert says that there are also some things you can do to find out whether there is a hidden camera where you are without the need for the app. He says, "If I walk into a hotel room, I'm going to look at the alarm clock. I want to see how it's positioned. Is it pointing at the bed? I would just pick it up, turn it over, and look at it. You would know it was a camera if it had an SD card slot, like a digital camera." Andrews added, "Lastly, pay attention to items that seem out of place. Hotel housekeepers are specifically instructed to sweep rooms for items left behind by previous guests. If a phone charger was left plugged into the wall in a bathroom, the cleaning crew would have pulled that out. So you want to be really careful of any electronics, phone chargers, that kind of thing. If there's a USB wall charger plugged in, it's not supposed to be there." And we still got more on how to discover hidden cameras. This time for a self-described ex-hacker and cybersecurity educator, Marcus Hutchins, who has shared some tricks on how to identify tiny cameras around you in a viral TikTok video. Marcus says that the first thing you need to do is shine a bright light on top of any devices you might suspect to be bugged and look for electronics that are placed in any areas that would be conveniently positioned for spying. He further adds, "The first thing you're going to want to look for is devices that are conveniently placed where a creeper would want to look. One way to see if the device is a camera is to shine bright light at it. If you get a camera lens, it's going to give a bluish reflection. You can also use your phone's light to see how a camera looks while under a flashlight. Night vision cameras can be detected by turning the lights off and using the front-facing camera on a phone to find any infrared LED. Hutchins explained, "The front-facing camera is the only one that tends to work because the back-facing one has an infrared filter. I wouldn't rely on this method because people usually don't shower in the dark, so if they're placing cameras in the bathroom, then they're probably not going to bother with night vision." He also pointed out how tiny hidden camera lenses are and that they can be hidden in any spot, for example, anything, even a hole in the wall. You're going to want to check any suspicious devices or holes that are facing the shower, dressing area, or bed. ARM spokesperson Jeff Henry told Newsweek, "When we are made aware of a report, we permanently ban the bad actor from our platform, fully support those affected, and work with law enforcement to help ensure justice will be served. Cameras are never allowed in bathrooms or bedrooms. Any other cameras must be properly disclosed to guests ahead of time." A big increase in the number of hidden cameras has been noticed by Advanced Sweeping, a company that detects bugs for individuals and companies. Keith Roberts, a technician at the company, told The Independent cameras and eavesdropping devices are much more prevalent these days. There used to be a select market, and you had to know someone to get hold of one. They're much easier to purchase now. Anyone can buy them off the shelf from Amazon or eBay. Roberts also said that he always tells travelers to check everyday items like mirrors, light bulbs, houseplants, and even the back of books in order to make sure there are no recording devices there, camera or mics. Even though there is no reason to be overly paranoid at the thought of being recorded, it is still good to be careful enough and stay extra vigilant. You have to be vigilant to the likelihood of possibility. There are some bad people in the world.